Oh, yes indeed, people, and welcome back to another lesson. This one is probably more of a treat for me than it is for any of you, because this is off one of my favourite ever albums, Jeff Buckley's Grace, and this is the title track from that. I've been meaning to do this one for you for a while, actually, but just never got around to it. But it's an absolute belter, so let's crack right on, shall we? It's in drop D tuning, so the low E string goes down to D. It's a pretty clean, jangly sort of sound. But he does actually play it on, like, I think it's a Fender 12 string, it looks like, an electric Telecaster that has 12 strings. So that's what gives it that kind of funky, jangly sound, but you don't need one of those to enjoy this, so let's dive in. So the intro part is probably the trickiest bit of it, I would say. That part, and then you move it up 2 frets. And then you've got to get to that quick as you like. So I'll show you how I try to do that. I still struggle with that, it's tricky. So flatten your first finger on the first frets of the top 3 strings, and then put your third finger on the 3rd fret. That is an F minor. Top bit of an F minor. And your little finger is going to be doing the noodly stuff. So you start with 4 ascending from the 3rd fret on the D. Then you're going to play 3-1. That's from the B string there. And then 3-1 on the G 3 times. And this is 6-8, right? So that is 1 bar of 6-8. So once you've done that, let me play it slowly. Let that ring out as well. Then you play the same thing again to that point. Then you're going to play. Okay, so that is just 3-1 from the 1st, 2nd and 3rd string. Okay, so that whole bit together. Then you slide it up. And play exactly the same thing, just 2 frets up, okay? So, to speed. And then you've got to get to this chord. If you can play the whole thing. Now, what I tend to do is leave my 3rd finger on the D string. I abandon my 1st finger, and then I'm going to slide down to the 2nd fret quickly and apply my 2nd finger to the low, to the D string, right? 2nd fret on the D string as it is now, right? The A string actually gets muted because of what I'm doing with my 2nd finger. So the last phrase would be. Now, if you can't make it down there, which I can't, and I think the other guitar part plays, right, because there's 2 guitar parts in this. So what you could do is this. So all I did there was take my 1st finger off and leave my 3rd finger in place. Let's play the next bit through. We're up here on the 14th fret, right? Sounds probably a bit more complicated than it really is, actually. So what are we doing? You've got your 1st finger on the 14th fret, right, covering the 2nd, 3rd and 4th string. The 5th and 6th string are open. And all he does then is hammer on, bit of Brian May action, hammers on his 1st finger and 3rd finger, to the 15th and 16th fret respectively. So the first 4 notes are, okay, and don't worry about it too much. He plays this with such a loose strumming style throughout. That's what you want to aim for. I appreciate it's easy to say that when you're first learning something. It's tricky, isn't it? But so you want to get that down first, right? So the first 4 notes. Then you've got to rest, and then an incidental kind of whack. Okay, so cover the strings and then strike them. So the strumming pattern is down with the hammer on, then another down, then a down up, cover the strings, and then an upstroke for that whack, okay? So you're going to play. And this will all happen naturally because you're just going to be doing this, right? Now, you play that twice. Once you've done that twice, the next bar is this. And don't worry, I'm hitting, you know, the A and the low D there. Generally, he'll just aim for that on the first beat, I think. Just to give it that beef and just leave it ringing out, right? So, the second bar, all you do is keep that shape, but you add your little finger to the 17th fret for that upstroke. So downstroke, down up. Then another upstroke whack. Then you play 15th fret with your second finger. That's on the top string, right? The first string. But the rest are just on the 14th fret still. Then you play the 17th fret. And then take your little finger off the 17th fret. That's on the B. And then you've got 3 on the 14 again, right? So it's... So that's that part, and there's rests in between them. So the rhythm, slowly. All right. And those last 3 chords are all played with the downstroke. All right, don't worry if you get stuff happening in between, it's all good. So, all together. So you may have noticed there was a few extra whacks and stuff in there that I did. Just really aim for that loose strumming style, okay, and don't worry too much. I just break it down into detail so you've got it step by step if you need it. Right, now the last time, the 4th time round, it plays... just rings out on that. So you can either let that ring or you can play... do some strumming. Entirely up to you. Now if you found that a bit tricky, do not worry because the meat and potatoes of the tune is actually quite simple. Now the rough strumming pattern for this tune is pretty straightforward. It's just... throughout, okay? Sometimes you'll just play... you'll put a bit more emphasis into the full chords, right? But... just looking at the strumming, you want to be aiming for the low kind of 3 strings, really, right? 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to play down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, but you're then going to put in a full chord on this kind of second strongest beat. Okay, so all right, like that. So that's it for the strumming. Okay, the rest of it then is just remembering the chords. Now you could play this with a one finger power chord, right? Just covering the second fret. But you do need the top three to ring out. So you probably need to flatten it and arch it ever so slightly. So you could do that if you want. I would go second, first, third in that order. Now the reason for that is that when you come to this next part, that bit there, you want to have your second finger on the root note because it'll make all the other chord transitions super easy, right? So that's just why I do it. Do what you want though. Now the verse is actually super easy. You're basically going to play 2 bars of the second fret. Then you go up to the 3rd fret for a bar. Then 2, then down to 1 for 2 bars. Then you repeat that 3, 2, 1 run round again. Then back to 2. Really straightforward. And then you're into the bridge. Now this is my favourite bit of the tune, man. So good. And then round again, right? Now what I tend to do here is just play root note with my second finger, mute the A string with a bit of meat from this bad boy, from my second finger, and then the 3rd finger goes to the next 2nd fret, right, on the D. The rest are open. And you're going to change every 3 beats, so 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So you're going to change on the 1 and the 2 there, right? Okay, now things get interesting at the second chord. You're basically going to be moving up 2 frets. So these then are on the 4th fret, but you're going to need to add your little finger to the 4th fret on the B, and your first finger goes onto the 2nd fret on the G. You can leave the open E in there if you want. Sounds nice. It's slightly dissonant, but it's nice. Then you're going to move these 3 up 1 fret, and your second finger is going to come up 2 frets. So that's on the 4th fret there, right? So then you're going to move this entire shape up 2 frets with a slide. He does put that in there. So you get... Okay, so that again. Then slightly different, you just abandon your little finger, but move the shape up 2 frets, and you're into the same, the 2nd position, if you like, right? Which is, in this case, 9, 9, 7, right? And the B and E are open. For 1 bar, then you move it down 2 frets. And again, he's basically leaving his little finger out of the equation there, right? Okay, so I don't hear that in there. And then it finishes up. Finishes up down there. So let's go through that one more time slowly, okay? Ignoring the strumming, it's just... with the strumming. 2, 3, 4. here is the chorus. The chorus is actually part of the verse. It's just the 3-2-1 part twice to the 2nd fret chord, right? Which is basically an E. But you want to dig in, so you play this. So you might want to subtly change the rhythm pattern to like that. I mean, I do that, but do what you feel's right. One other riff to go through, basically like a middle 8 type thing, and you're going to play. So as I say, bar the 1st fret. It's basically a B flat sus 2 with the 5th in the bass, I think. So you play that for 1 bar, up 2 frets, up another 2 frets to the 5, down to the 4th. 3, 2, and then to our sort of E chord. And then you've got this. And you could do that. You could do that either with just the root note, but I'm muting the A there. So you've got 2, 5, 7, 9. Or you could put your, keep your 3rd finger in play on the D string, just playing the octave, I think that is. Yeah, it would be. Entirely up to you, right? And you've got that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Something like that. I fluffed that bit up a little bit. And that's it. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that one. Trust me, once you've learnt it, you will lose yourself playing along to the original, and this is just marvellous. So I encourage you to do so. Have fun, and see you soon. Cheers, bye-bye.